I did not have a good cucumber year, and that's okay. Watermelon there. And if it don't have seeds, then where did it come from? Then you can't say no to free starts. I'm actually getting habaneros. It's almost as tall as me, y'all. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we are going on a garden tour. It's gonna be a little bit different though. I have things to harvest, but I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I have somewhere to be. Pretty sure y'all can tell that because I am dressed. But anyway, I am going to tell you my plans for fall while we also look at the garden in August, which is not looking bad. I'm actually very surprised. As much as I complained about the rain, I think that it helped my garden this year. I really do. I think that because I didn't have to water a lot this year, like I didn't have to water a lot this year. That was pretty cool. I think it helped my garden out. I think that's why the garden is still looking pretty good. It also helped that I succession sowed this year. First time, super excited that I kept that going. So let's take some time to just walk through my garden, and I'm going to tell you about all the things that I have planned for fall. I'm very excited. I feel very optimistic for fall. I started another round of seeds last night. I really only have a few more seeds to start. Those are leeks, and that's bok choy and pak choy for my sister. Other than that, my seeds are starting. My first round of seedlings are looking amazing. I am very excited. So y'all, if you're burnt out right now, just take a little bit of time. I personally went fishing. I took 2 days, 2.5 days, and I went fishing, right? And then when I came back, I was so pumped to get more things done in the garden. Got airplane coming across us right now. So before we get started, I do want to let you know that Greenstalk is having a sale right now. The 5 tiers are $99, and if you use my code, you get $10 off. The 7 tiers are $109. If you use my code, you get $10 off, as long as you spend $75. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you are wanting a Greenstalk. They're having a pretty good sale right now. So with that being said, we're going to start with the Greenstalks. So we're going to start right over here first. This is my herb Greenstalk. I decided to move it to my back door, like right beside my back door. These are herbs that was in another Greenstalk. So this will stay a herb Greenstalk. For as long as it's here, it's going to be a herb Greenstalk. The herbs don't look amazing in it right now, but I think that they're going to bounce back just fine. And most of the herbs that's in here are either perennial or biennial, so I don't really have to plant anytime soon. I cut these leeks a while ago, probably like maybe a week ago. Wasn't that long, and they're coming back already. I said leeks. These are not leeks. These are chives. Sorry about that. So all my chives are on the top row of this. We have some parsley in here. Funny thing is this parsley right here, it looks pretty bad, right? It's been laying in the orchard area for weeks, probably even months, just laying in the orchard area in its containers. I picked it up from a local nursery, but you have yarrow in here, you have sage, more parsley. Also, I had cut all of these. I harvested them because I wanted to get them to grow a little bit more. More you harvest, the more they grow. But look at that. So pretty. It'll turn into a beautiful butterfly, y'all. And so it is eating my parsley. It's also eating my lovage. I will allow it. I will allow it. I love when they come around. Those are probably the only caterpillars that I let stay in my garden. Most of the times they're gonna eat your dill, your lovage, your parsley. Those are the plants that they are drawn to, but I let them eat it. I think they're so pretty, y'all. And so with that being said, they're all over that Greenstalk. A lot of the parsley and the lovage is gone, but it's okay. I feel just fine letting them eat that. And so we're gonna move over to our other Greenstalks now. So right now we still have peppers, basil, things like that in here. Strawberries are at the top. So the top of this is an inventor's bundle. The top is gonna be strawberries. And right now what I'm doing is just letting the strawberries run. As they run, I'm putting them into the next hole with landscape stakes. So you can see it right here. This one ran off of this one, which looks like it's dying. So I put a landscape stake in, put the runner in, and now it's rooting. Same thing right here. So this top will be filled up eventually with new strawberry plants. So I have strawberry plants that I'm planning to take out, and I'll show y'all that when we go into the main garden, but I'm not putting them in these Greenstalks. I'm letting new plants propagate essentially into the top section. The top 3 tiers are leaf tiers, so they're smaller than the bottom 3 on the inventor's bundle. So I'm just taking this time to allow the plant to do its own work and make new plants for me. One thing about strawberries is you can plant one and it will fill up the whole space eventually. So that's what I'm doing with this blueberry Greenstalk. By the way, the blueberry and the yellow are going away. I believe it's on the 20th of this month. So if you want a blueberry or a lemon is what it's called. I say yellow, but it's lemon. You might want to go and check that out before the 20th of the month. So back to the Greenstalk. So in the fall, all of the larger sales, the original size sales, are going to have shallots in them. So this is going to be strawberries. So the strawberries will die back in the winter, and then you're going to have shallots all the way down the rest of this. And why am I choosing to put shallots into my Greenstalk? Because I deal with allium leaf miner. I figured that out earlier this year, and I don't want to put them in the ground. I want to see if they will do better. My onions too, we're going to talk about that, if they'll do better in the Greenstalks. So that's my plan. And so this one is going to be strawberries and shallots, and it's going to be the same thing over here for this yellow one. Right now we have zucchini growing in the yellow one, and I have gone through and used some bamboo stakes. I have switched from bamboo stakes in the main garden because they just weren't strong enough for me for like my tomatoes. So I started breaking them up, y'all, and putting them in here, and I do like that better. I like that better for my taller crops. And so like right here, this is a runner. I'm going to wait for it to reach this pocket, and then I'm going to put it under this stake. And I came through and just put stakes in every empty pocket. So if I'm down here and I notice that it's one growing, I could just stick it in there. Makes my life a little bit easier. There's like some tomatoes in here. Any empty pockets that you're seeing, those are beans. I have planted beans in there again, and I am planning to succession sow for fall, y'all. I'm planning to succession sow for fall. So the main garden, like the beds, should be planted by September the 1st. The bags, I want to say, is September the 15th. Then the Greenstalks are October the 1st, and the greenhouse, the quick tent greenhouse, is October the 15th. So that's my plan. I'm not planting everything all out at once. I have way more space than I ever have. I keep saying that this year. So I'm choosing to plant out in like phases, if that makes sense. And so now we have the green Greenstalk back here. Has some peppers in it, and I think that they're gonna start flowering soon. I can see that in there, so I'm excited about that. I'm pretty sure these are pimento peppers. There are beans in here that I planted recently. This right here is the eggplant that I took out of the other bed, and if you remember, it looked terrible, starting to grow new leaves, so I might get some eggplant off of there. Those are a long purple variety. Those are the ones that I prefer. I have other eggplant in another Greenstalk, but they were just some extras or whatever. I don't know why I have them that I got from my local feed and seed store. I might have been trying to fill the tray up because you get a better price if you do a whole flat. And so I have some of those, but I'm hoping that one starts to grow. By the way, if you're new here, I had a tree cut down, and I've been getting the question, why did I cut it down? There were a few reasons. One, it was resting and hanging over my home and my neighbor's home. And so I think the tree belonged to both of us, right? Which is fine. But my thought was, if something were to happen, we don't know whose tree this is. It could be my tree. And I don't want to have to pay for that. So that's one reason. Second reason is it was shading out these Greenstalks. So probably around like 1:12 or 1, it was shading because it was literally hanging over top of the Greenstalk. So I wanted to get it cut down for that reason as well. Also, it was a mulberry tree. And so every year we got the mulberries falling. I don't eat mulberries. And so it's not a tree I planted. It was decades old. I purchased my home from my grandmother. That tree was here for the many years she lived here. And now I've been here for probably almost 20 years. It was a very old tree and I didn't want it anymore. So that's the answer to why I cut the mulberry tree down. It's not something that I planted. It's been here forever. So over here we have the pink blossom. These are purple rain tomatoes that I have not gotten one tomato off, but I'm still giving it a chance. And I went ahead and staked those too. But this is gonna be an onion Greenstalk. And I don't think I said it, but this green one is also gonna be an onion Greenstalk. So basically all the Greenstalks over here are gonna be my allium Greenstalks. And I'm hoping for a better harvest this time on my onions and my shallots. salads for that matter, this year putting them in Greenstalks. So it's very early in the morning, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear all of the background noise, but that's why I'm talking a little bit louder. So if it sounds like I'm straining, it's because I'm trying to talk as loud as I can. You got the buses going. It is also trash day. We just had an airplane. It's a lot of stuff going on out here. If you can't hear it, cool, but I do want you to know why it sounds like I'm yelling. Right behind this pink Greenstalk, we have a moringa tree that I am doing hardly anything with, y'all. Like, I'm not doing anything to this moringa tree. I did put a stick in here the other day just so it wouldn't be falling over, but there's a moringa tree and I'm probably gonna cut it at the top. Y'all told me this last year, or maybe like right here, and then it'll start to grow a bit bushier. So we'll see. I'm gonna leave this until my first frost. It will survive until my first frost. By the way, I at least came through here and like sprayed water the other day. This is the other greenhouse to try to get some of that diatomaceous earth up. I probably need to spray it again, but we will start using this again. I had just kind of left it after the whole ant debacle and I hadn't been in there at all. Not that I really needed to, because it was gonna be hot in there. It was gonna be hot. Now that is one thing I'm kind of sad about with the tree gone. It did shade that greenhouse. So now I have no shade over that greenhouse, but it's okay. Right down here beside that green stalk, we still have a watermelon growing. I feel like it's getting a little bit bigger. I feel like it's getting bigger. But I'm just excited, and I still haven't put anything under it, y'all. Come get me. But anyway, I'm gonna put something under it. And this is growing out of a grow bag back here. So it did really good. I'm excited about that. And I know somebody's probably thinking, you excited about one watermelon? Yes. I'm horrible at growing watermelon. If you are new here, I'm horrible at growing watermelon. So just seeing that one watermelon makes me super duper excited. So right behind that watermelon is another pot from Vago. Now listen, I need to pull this tomato out. I still haven't pulled the tomato out. It looks awful. It's also a tomato I did not take care of. Like, I didn't do much to that tomato. Only in the hot times did I maybe come over and water it, but that's about it. So right here, this is the watermelon I just showed you. We have citrus. They are not flowering, which is fine, but they still look good. And they are in grow bags. I am going to take them out and put them into a plastic pot. I just need to find plastic pots that I like. These are a new addition this year. I did not have them before a few months ago. So I'm excited. They will all need to go undercover during the winter. Citrus, I'm in zone 7B in Virginia. Completely forgot to say that. Citrus here, these citrus that I have are not going to survive outside during the winter. Either I'm gonna take them in the house or I'm gonna put them in the greenhouse. I have not decided yet. The ones that we have is a blood orange, kumquat, Meyer lemon, variegated pink lemon, lime, and calamundan. We have two more right here too. Now this one flowered, but it's not holding the fruit. I've had a few that flowered this year and the fruit fell. So I'm not trying to work on keeping fruit this year. I am basically trying to make sure that the plants stay alive, and then we will hope for fruit next year. Puppy, what are you doing? Come from over there. Leave them little quail alone. She's not messing with them. She's just looking at them, but that makes them nervous. So they just like popping up and stuff. Hey girl, in case you're new here, this is my dog. Her name is Puppy. She's a pit lab mix, and she just loves all the rubs, don't you? You do. Okay, so across from the area that I just showed you, we have a Vigo Easy Cube. Oh my God, y'all. These, what are they called? Cosmos have been beautiful. And I know y'all said like they very much reseed, and that's okay. Either I'll pull them out or I'll let them grow. I'm trying to show y'all this pretty little bee all over them. It's just, I think they're so pretty. This is my first year growing them, and I just think they're so pretty. And behind them, we have lavender. I moved this lavender this year from another spot because it was not thriving there. And so I think that this is gonna be great next year because I think that they're gonna be able to get established here. I think they're gonna be in a nice spot for them to actually thrive. Lavender doesn't like a lot of moisture, but it also does need sun. It was in a shady space that didn't get a lot of moisture. So I think we're gonna do better with the lavender this year. By the way, somebody asked me what size gorilla carts I have. I looked, it's 8 cubic feet. And I got them from Lowe's. The next thing that's going on out here is I have a table set up, which I'm thinking of moving over here now that the tree is gone. I'm thinking of putting the table over here. I haven't decided yet. And the only reason why I'm thinking about doing that is because like we don't have a lot of space to walk. When I say we, I mean me, because I'm the only one that really comes out here. Right here, because you have the hose reel right here. So we'll see. I don't know. But here goes our fall seedlings. This is our first set of fall seedlings. I have them covered with tulle. I just got this from a fabric store a while ago. I use it to cover my blueberries right now. But we have our first set of seedlings out on this table. Finally got the onions separated. So we hope that they start to look better. But these are our first set of fall seedlings. And they have been outside. I did not harden off. I don't enjoy hardening off. I put my plants outside and I hope that they live. And these have done well. I was trying to decide when I knew we were gonna get a lot of rain, like should I take them in, should I put them in the greenhouse? And then I was like, no, we're just gonna leave them. And they all pretty much survived. There's nothing that died. By the way, I did get celery this year. Very excited about that. This will be my first year growing celery. Now I didn't plan for it in the garden, so I gotta figure out where it's gonna go. But yeah, the celery did germinate. Let me show you. Right here, these are the celery. These ones right there. So I'm excited about that. I am not a lover of celery, if I'm honest, but some people say like the celery out of the garden tastes better, and I'm always open for if something tastes better out of my garden, trying it, even if it's something I don't like. If I'm honest, most of the things that I eat now and grow in my garden, I didn't eat before I started gardening. So I also raise quail here. I don't show them often, but there are quail in here. I raise them for meat and for eggs. And there they go. Each covey has 4 in it right now. I have more eggs in the incubator because I am going to replace those coveys. All right, and now we're going into the quick tent greenhouse. This is a greenhouse that I've had for several years now. I want to say 3 years or so. And we have a few garden beds in here. This one we worked on this week. It's just going to sit until it's time to plant it out. This bed for the fall is going to have broccoli in it. I'm putting the Godzilla broccoli in here. So I'm planning to put 2 into each section along with some kohlrabi. Right now though, we have tomatoes just in here and they are still flowering. So I'm pretty sure they are going to continue to produce. I went through, I mulched it, I put some worm castings in it. And so that's what we're doing. We're just leaving this hoping for the soil to get just a little bit better. Behind it is another bed of roselle, which I came through and I staked because they've started to grow really well in here. They were out in the garden in a shady space and I moved them, but I think that they're going to do really well in the greenhouse. And I'm very new to growing in greenhouses. This is my first year actually having this full of beds, and so I'm excited to see what's growing. I see that the roselle did good. My zucchini and squash did good in here. My peppers have done good plant wise, but I haven't gotten any peppers off of them. But I do believe that is because we have some kind of pest in this greenhouse. So that is what it is. I'm pretty sure this bed is going to have cabbage in it in the fall. I'm not great at growing cabbage, but we're still going to try it. I don't think the roselle will be finished by the time it's time to plant cabbage, but I'm just going to plant them in between because there's a lot of ground space in this bed. And there's also leeks in here. I went through yesterday and I cut them. I keep saying leek. Those are chives. Those are chives. Anyway, so I came through and I cut those because I want them to grow a little bit more. I am thinking of moving them to a Greenstalk. I just haven't decided yet, but I don't come through and cut them like I should. So I'm going to try to do that because I have noticed that the more you cut leeks, for sure, that's a plant that's just going to like multiply the more you cut it. They're not leeks. They are chives. If I say leeks again, just know I mean chives, y'all. I don't know why I'm saying that. We have another bed in here and this has beans in it right now. And there are beans. These are black beans. So I won't be picking them right now. I'm just letting them grow and then I'm going to let them dry on the plant and then I'm going to take the beans out of it. Some of the beans have died and that's fine too. We also have a purple potted pole bean going up this trellis that I made out of an old greenhouse, and there are some up here At this point, I'm just saving them for seed because we didn't get a lot in here. I probably will not grow beans in the greenhouse again. My greenhouse gets shaded kind of earlier in the day, and so I don't think the beds on this side get a lot of sun all day, which is fine. But again, the pepper plants did well. I just think, like I said, that we have some kind of pest in here, and they are basically eating up the fresh leaves, which is not allowing the plants to continue to grow, which is fine. I think we also are doing broccoli in this bed with kohlrabi for the fall. I want a lot of broccoli this year. We eat a lot of broccoli. I want to store it. So you're going to see broccoli all through my garden this fall. So we have one more bed in here. These are cucumbers. They were Armenian yard long. Haven't seemed to do much of anything. So we'll just see what happens until it's time to plant out again. But this is a cucumber that's been in for quite some time. And you can see there's a small cucumber here. There's a cucumber down here that needs to be harvested. There's one down here that I just missed and it's turning yellow. I am not taking too much of my time on cucumbers anymore. I did not have a good cucumber year, and that's okay. I also have a spot for my chickens. I do have 5 chickens right now, all hens. I cannot have a rooster in my area because I'm in the city. They don't allow roosters, but they do allow chickens. So there goes the chickens. And so that's this side of the yard. This side of the yard is pretty much new this year. The yard is not new. All the things on this side is new. The only thing that's been here for a while is the quick tent greenhouse. And now we will go into the main garden. Also, this gate is new. I plan to paint it yellow. I just haven't gotten around to it. They are from Lowe's, and so they were basically very easy. You basically slide this down in, slide the gate over it, and you automatically have a gate. I love it. When you walk in, you have a trellis. This trellis is full of grapevine, and we have quite a few grapes on it. Pretty excited about that. I don't plan to do anything to this grapevine at this point. It has taken over. So I didn't do this on purpose. I just did not prune my grape, and then it just decided that it would take over any space that it could. And it's so full of grapes right now. It's like so many grapes. And I'm thinking by the end of this month, early September, we will be harvesting the grapes. But there's a whole bunch of them in there, y'all. And then you enter the main garden space. The main garden space, which is kind of looking like things need to be pulled throughout the garden, if I'm honest. But we also have a lot of stuff that's still producing. So these purple bags are from Bootstrap Farmer. They are currently growing dragon tongue beans. This side has dragon tongue beans, and you can see we have some beans on there. That's just one. I do need to come and harvest these beans. And then they also have sunflowers growing up them. And this is my main walkway, which I no longer walk down because the sunflowers, let me see if I can show y'all. The sunflowers, how beautiful, have taken over. I think once I get the sunflowers out, I'll be fine. But I also think that within the week, we're probably gonna clear all of this, everything but the black beans, because they are starting to dry. And once they dry, the beans will be black and I can harvest them. But they're all over these plants, so I'm excited about that. This is my first year growing black beans. It's going really well, y'all. It's going really, really well. These purple bags are going to have broccoli in them. They're gonna have green Goliath broccoli in them. I'm excited to see how that works out too. Now, we also have another Greenstalk here. It's a lemon Greenstalk, and I planted potatoes in here. And so we have a few spots where you can see the potatoes coming up, and I'm excited about that. There's a few spots where they're coming up. We are seeing some activity in this Greenstalk, and so I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. And this will stay potatoes. What I'm thinking is, and I never planted the bottom ones yet. I haven't done that yet. What I'm thinking is once these potatoes are ready for harvest, I'm gonna maybe put like spinach in here. Maybe not all spinach, because I don't eat that much spinach. Because spinach, I have to plant out a lot later. Spinach is not a lover of heat. It will bolt quickly on you. So I'm thinking I'm gonna switch this over to spinach, and I don't know what else. Something else that doesn't mind, that prefers to be in colder weather. I may do some garlic in it because that'll be a chance for me to try garlic in the green stalks too. So that might be what I do. Spinach and garlic once I harvest those potatoes. Hadn't thought through that. I thought through that with y'all. Right beside that green stalk, you have more bags. Right now they are full of peppers, and so you can see we have some cayennes we need to come and get. There's some shishito peppers down here that we need to come and get. This shishito plant looks pretty bad, and I think it's due to ants and aphids, which is fine, but we still have some shishitos we need to come and harvest. This one right here is a jalapeno, and we also have jalapenos that we need to come and harvest. Back here, more jalapenos that we need to come and get off of the plant. Same thing with this plant, we need to come and harvest. These bags for the fall are going to be broccoli as well. No, I take that back. These are gonna be broccoli rabe and purple sprouting broccoli for the fall. I have never grown purple sprouting broccoli, but I want to give it a try. As I understand it, those are plants that will produce in early spring. Like, I'm not gonna get anything in fall from them, but they should produce in early spring for me. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited, and I hope that it works. Right beside those bags, we have a watermelon patch, and then there's other things just kind of mixed in. This is my ground cherry that, it's the only one that survived, y'all. I don't know that I'm gonna get any ground cherries out of it. I planted it really late, and this bed is gonna be kale for the fall, and I'm probably gonna have to pull that pretty early, which, you know, it is what it is. I'll try it again next year, but I wanna show y'all something. Watermelon there, baby watermelon there, another watermelon right here. There's one right there and another one right there, y'all. How exciting, how exciting. Now, what I need y'all to tell me is, at this stage, what should I be doing? Oh, there's another one. There's another little small one. I have gotten watermelon to this stage, to this size, and then it just stops. What should I be doing? I have some worm castings. I can make worm casting tea. I have some comfrey tea left. I would think maybe I should not be doing nitrogen right now, but maybe I should. Y'all tell me in the comments. Give me y'all's suggestions, your tips, because I want these to grow bigger so that my daughter can eat them. We bought a watermelon the other day. It was seedless, and if it don't have seeds, then where did it come from, right? I don't eat it, but she does, and I would definitely like to just grow her some of these out of the garden and save the seeds from those. So give me your tips. Give me your tips. Right across from that bed, we have some more bags. They will be broccoli this year too. And I don't normally grow in all of my bags. That's a new thing I'm doing this year as well. But right now, we have like one tomato in here. All of these bags got a succession of tomatoes, but the seedlings were not well taken care of. That was my fault. And a lot of them died, but some of them survived. And then we have basil. I'm gonna leave this basil until the first frost, keep harvesting, because I want to make pesto. I also drink basil tea, so I dry some of it, but I'm also just going to plant the broccoli plants in here with the basil, and then I'll cut the basil at the base when it's time for them to go. But that basil is looking pretty good. I did not plant that out at the beginning of the season. It was later in the season because these bags had tomatoes in them, and I just added it to the tomato bag. So that's what that's going to be, and that's what that is right now. Right behind those bags, you have a strawberry bed. These are the strawberries I was telling you. I'm pulling them out, and then this is going to be a raised garden bed. So we haven't gotten around to doing that yet, but we will be doing that soon. Right behind it is another bed. We have a dahlia in this bed. We have some hollyhocks in the bed, pepper plants, basil. Now my plan with this space is also to make it into a raised bed. And so I'm going to try to move those hollyhocks into the flower bed where all the snapdragons are now. And I'm also gonna try to move the dahlias, but I'm gonna try to move them in the spring, and I'm gonna use the tubers. So I don't know how that's gonna go, especially since I'm gonna be raising the soil, but we'll see. If they come back up in the spring, then I'm gonna dig them, tubers and all, and move them into the flower bed. So we shall see. So right across from that space I just showed you, we have blueberries, and they are done for the year. So I've already harvested them, froze a good amount of them. So those are the blueberries. And then behind it in this bed, we have, these are Thai peppers. I asked the person who gave them to me, I was like, what kind of peppers are they? They're Thai peppers, and they are finally producing peppers, y'all. Like, this plant took forever to produce peppers, forever. And I don't know why. There's one right there. But it took forever to produce peppers. It's 2 plants actually, and they are finally just now starting to flower. I probably will not be growing those again. That took forever. I'm about to be pulling things out of the garden, and they're just now starting to flower. So chances of me growing them again is slim unless they're in a bag. Also, I think they're hot peppers, and we just don't eat a lot of hot peppers. Like I said, someone gave me the starts, and you can't say no to free starts. At the bottom of this bed, you have some purple basil, which I need to come through and harvest so that it does not flower. I can see it's probably going to try, but we're going to get that before. There's more peppers. This is a cayenne pepper right here. There's a marigold down here. I just haven't pulled, but it did not do well. There's another basil. There's a shishito pepper plant in here, and then another pepper plant. Like, there's a bunch of pepper plants in here. And then you have more basil in here that I planted in like a second round. So it's kind of like the ones that I showed you in the bags. It's more basil. I do need to come and harvest it though, so that it can get bigger, bushier, and I can get more basil off. And then there's a Romanesca zucchini back there as well. And then on the back, this trellis, it has cucumbers on it. Also, there was cantaloupe in here. There's still cantaloupe in here, but I only got 1 cantaloupe off of it, but my daughter said it was sweet. Anyway, these are going to be gone probably this week. There are like a few cucumbers in here. There goes one right there. There's just a few small ones in here, but these plants have had it. The lemon cucumbers produced the best for me this year. I didn't get a lot of regular cucumbers, but I did get lemon cucumbers. I see another one over there, but these are going to go away. The other thing is the beans kind of mix themselves in with this trellis, the black beans. So I got to take some time when I pull these out not to break the black beans also. But the bed I just showed you, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a collard bed. So this full bed is gonna be collards. I don't normally plant like that, but I'm gonna give it a try this year. This is gonna be a full bed of collards. Across from the bed that I just showed you and the strawberries right beside that area, we have more bags. I need to amend these, have not gotten around to doing that just yet, but guess what these are gonna be? Broccoli. I seriously want all the broccoli this year. My fall garden is not going to be all the things. It's going to be the things that I want. So broccoli, kale, collards, carrots, those type of things, onions, garlic. Oh, by the way, the space right here that we're going to turn into raised beds, this is going to be garlic and Brussels sprouts. So that's my plan with that. I do want Brussels sprouts. We love Brussels sprouts. I make what's called like a Brussels sprout hash. It's just like Brussels sprouts with bacon, onions. It's really good. And so we really like to eat that. And I want to grow Brussels sprouts. I've never really successfully grown like nice big Brussels sprouts early, but I did start my plants pretty early this year. So I'm hopeful. And so right here is a Vago raised bed. Had it for quite some time. I planted carrots in it a while ago. They had really good germination. So that's what will be here for fall is carrots, and they're already here and already growing. And then there's bags beside this bed. This is plantain. You have mullein. This was some kind of kale got eaten up. This is yarrow, Swiss chard. That Swiss chard will probably stay. You have St. John's wort right here. This is just a beet that I left, but I successfully grew beets this year. So if I do decide to grow beets, it'll be in one of these bags that's gonna end up opening up when I start to clean the garden out. And then over here, this is overwintered peppers, but they didn't do well. So those bags will be free as well. So right beside the spot I just showed you, you have a trellis. Pretty sure these are pumpkins. They volunteered, so that's why I'm saying pretty sure, because I honestly do not know, but they are flowering something crazy, y'all. Look at all those flowers back there. This is actually one plant, and this plant is coming from over here and going up. There's a second plant over there, but it just hasn't done well. But I mean, they're flowering so pretty. And on the other side is the same thing. You have another volunteer. Actually, there's two on this side as well. And so we do have some female flowers in here now. This one hasn't opened, but there's quite a few that is attempting. That's also a female one right there. So I'm just waiting to see what comes out of here. But the plant is huge and the plant is very healthy, if y'all can see. And I mentioned before that the vine over here, squash vine borer already went into that and it is still growing. So if I grow anything, if it's a pumpkin, I'm gonna save the seeds because they do really well in my area, apparently, even after the squash vine borer gets to it. Now, I don't really use my trellises in the fall, although I may put peas on them this year. I never really thought about it, but I could probably get a really good harvest of peas if I were to put peas on all of these trellises. We'll see. Now, I will tell you, I went to my local feed and seed store and I got some peas, but those peas are not very sweet. So if I decide to do this, I'm gonna get a different variety of peas, something really sweet like a sugar snap pea or something like that. And Broke was talking about a pea variety, I think on his live. I may try that because I want sweet peas. Down at the bottom of this bed, you have some basil. These are plants that I planted later too. There's some beans. I was trying to do a succession of purple potted pole beans, but the pumpkin plants kind of took over, so I don't think they're gonna get enough sun. And I'm more concerned, like I wanna see what these are and I wanna see if they're pumpkins. So that's that bed too. And so right beside the bed I just showed you, you have another Vego garden bed. It's smaller and I did not kill another elderberry. It is huge and it is going everywhere. I don't know if I need to prune it or what needs to happen, but that thing is getting big already. And then there's also zinnias in this bed. I did not take these off. The birds and the bees are still loving them. Like I see hummingbirds on them, even though they're dying back. So I'm not doing anything with those. And then this is another one. It's precious metals. It's from Floret. I think they are beautiful, y'all. So, oh, also there is a roselle plant back here that's getting huge. That's the only roselle plant that I left out in the garden, but it's getting huge. In this one small bed, we have an elderberry, we have zinnias, and we have a roselle back there. That one small bed is supporting a lot of plants. In the fall, nothing's going in here. I'm gonna let this elderberry have this bed because as I understand it, it gets really big. It gets really big. And I forgot to tell you, I'm pretty sure this bed is gonna be lettuce. It gets shaded and I think it'll be a great spot for lettuce. Right in front of the Vigo bed, you have some more bags. They have some basil in them, some tomatoes that I attempted to plant out later in July. These bags will also have broccoli in the fall. But right now we have a really good Amish paste. Like this plant is starting to look way better and the basil is still producing pretty nicely. This basil died at some point. It's gone. And the tomato don't look that good either, y'all. Right beside the bed with the zinnias, elderberry, and roselle, you have another trellis. It has one of those pumpkins on it too. Also has some purple potted pole beans on it. At this point, I'm gonna let them dry, either drop or I'll come and get the seeds. Either way, they're gonna be there to reproduce for us. Last year, I did not take the beans off. I just left them, they dried, they dropped. Pretty much this whole trellis, not pretty much, this whole trellis is from volunteers. I did not have to plant them. Now I did move them around to get them back close to the trellis, but I might just let them drop again this year for next year. It worked out, y'all. And down at the bottom of this bed, you have another cayenne pepper, some basil. Back there is an aster. It just looks terrible. But in the fall, this bed is gonna be cabbage because I already have drip irrigation over here and cabbage likes moist soil. And I'm not good at growing cabbage either. So with that being said, I think it would be a good idea to put that over here so that I can turn on the irrigation when it's not freezing outside and I can make sure the soil is moist for quite some time. So that's my plan over there. And then we have our pepper plants that were very much eaten up by aphids and ants. So with that being said, they'll probably be coming out soon. We won't have these much longer in the garden. Now, habanada plants finally giving me habanadas. tomatoes. And as I mentioned in my last video, I think, or I don't remember what video it was, the ants have moved on from this row of peppers. For whatever reason, they're gone. They've gone to some other peppers, but they've moved on, and now I'm actually getting habaneros, and I was not getting them before. So this is a plant that will probably stay so I can get a harvest off of them. But this is also a shishito right here, and all of these plants look to be very stunted early in the season, but I started working on them and they are growing. Now this one doesn't even look good. Like, it's yellowing and everything. This poblano that we always talk about, that's gonna go for sure. But further down, we have a Jimmy Nardello that I need to come and harvest. And then the golden marconis have just taken off. Like, there are a lot of golden marconis on this plant. So the golden marconi plant will definitely stay as well. I've only gotten one golden marconi this year, and I really do like those peppers. Jimmy Nardello is better, but I'll take a golden marconi too. They're pretty sweet and delicious peppers. But of course, these bags are also gonna be broccoli. So right beside those pepper plants, and then right behind the block beds, we have some more bags, and some of them have basil that survived, some of them have basil that did not. And also, you can see this is the rabbit manure. It breaks down pretty easily and quickly once it gets moist, and we've had some rain here. And so the only tomatoes that survived were my Brad's Atomic Grape, and so they're still here, they're still producing. And so I just left them, letting them stay until they die. And the crazy part is the plants still look good. So we will always be growing Brad's Atomic Grape because I'm still getting them. These bags will be broccoli. These bags will be broccoli. Over here, we have some tomatoes. We planted them in July. These bags will be broccoli, but I'm just gonna plant them under the tomatoes. And then once the tomatoes are done, we will cut them out at the base so that we don't ruin the roots of the broccoli. But yeah, these are looking good too. These are, they're not Amish paste. I'm trying to think of which ones these are. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, these are starting to look good too. I don't know the variety. They are a paste tomato. So with that being said, we're gonna let those grow and then hopefully get us another round of paste tomatoes before the frost gets here. My first frost is November the 1st, so they have a good amount of time. They have a good amount of time to grow. Down this aisle, that's right beside the tomatoes I was telling you about, you have more pepper plants. They look bad. They had aphids and ants on them, but this poblano pepper right here is producing nicely. Y'all see all those poblano peppers? So this is one that will stay. We're only gonna pull the ones that's not producing. And this poblano pepper is huge. Like, I'm standing on the side of the bed, but if you look, it's almost as tall as me, y'all. That's crazy, right? And the ants have moved on for the most part. So yeah, ants and aphids have moved on. And we have some more Fair or Zones down here. All three of these are Fair or Zone peppers, and they never had ants and aphids, and they've been producing the whole time, and they are starting to flower again. So they will also stay in the garden. Like I said, it's gonna be the plants that's just not producing. I'm gonna pull those out so that I can get ready to plant. And most of them, I could probably plant that broccoli in the bag with it and it'll be just fine. We shall see. And so this is a Greenstalk that I'm like super proud of right now, right? So this is the one that we replanted. We replanted on camera. Some of the things stayed, like they were already in the bed, and I kept them. So like, this is an eggplant. It looks really good. And I always fight with flea beetles. So these plants don't have any flea beetle issues like talking about. That one, I think this is just an old leaf I need to pull off. But the peppers are starting to produce. Like, this is a jalapeno, and the pepper plant is actually starting to look better. We have some yellow leaves, but the pepper plant is starting to look better. And these peppers have been in this Greenstalk. I think I'd had them planted where they were getting shaded. That is another eggplant, and you got a flower on it. Look at this basil. I harvested this basil yesterday because I just noticed like it was getting really big and about to flower. We have beans in here. These trellises, if you spend $100 on this sale, you get the trellises for free, a pack of 3. And I do like them for beans. I like them for the bushier plants. I don't like them for the taller plants, but the bamboo stakes have come in handy with that. And like right here, you have some cayennes. Plant does not look great, but that was my fault. You have another one right here, an eggplant, and there's actually an eggplant growing. And do y'all remember what these basil plants look like when we changed this Greenstalk around and reset it? Look how big they are. I'm very excited. Now this Greenstalk will also be onions. Doing another onion Greenstalk. Down here, I had planted some more cucumbers, if you remember. They're coming up as well. I'm very proud of this one. I feel like it's because I kind of knew how it worked after a while. And I think I figured out, like, okay, I need to put this here, this here, this here. Certain things need to be at the top, other things need to be at the bottom. I'm very excited about this Greenstalk. I think it looks really pretty. I really do. I think it looks very pretty, very neat. But yeah, that's gonna be an onion Greenstalk. So there's a trellis in between both of the block beds. It has tromboncino squash on it, which finally has started to like grow and get to moving. It also has something called a dipper gourd on it. There are a lot of female flowers on that dipper gourd. I grew the dipper gourd just for fun. I've never grown it before. A subscriber sent me the seeds, and so I figured that I would grow them. Very nice. I can see a baby tromboncino squash on this one. I hadn't seen that. Also need to get over there and push the leaves and stuff, the vines, back up onto the trellis, but I'll do that later on today. Speaking of block beds, the beans are starting to come up, and I believe they're gonna start flowering soon based off of what I'm seeing here. We'll get another harvest of beans. So over here we have beans, over there we have beans, and I'm hopeful for them to basically start flowering soon because I need to have them out by September the 1st. And then you have some basil back here that needs to be harvested. Then we have these zucchini. They're Costa Romanesco, but they're not really doing much. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that I moved one of those Cosmos out of a Greenstalk, and it's over here too. So we're gonna see how that goes. The tree collar. I had pulled all the leaves off the tree collar and it just started growing again. I do like this plant, honest truth. Like it seems like something that I can leave all year long, and then in fall, I think it's just gonna start growing well again, and that'll be another collard plant that I have, which I'm excited about. And so this bed, anything that's in here that's perennial. So the snapdragons, I'm gonna pull, let me think. Well, any perennial flowers, I'm gonna pull. I want my beds to be for annuals, and then I will put perennials into the flower bed. That is my plan. Okay, this is gonna be kohlrabi, broccoli, and tree collards. So I planted 2 more tree collards. Few people have asked me where I got the seeds from. I got them from Project Tree Collard. I know she's over on Instagram. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she has a website too, but that's where I got them from. So that's what this bed is gonna be. And then the bed on the other side is gonna be kohlrabi, broccoli, and Swiss chard. And that's my plan for the fall. We didn't look at the flower bed, which it looks terrible. I started some more snapdragon seeds because I'm gonna replant that with more snapdragons. I love snapdragons. So this is a flower bed right now. A lot of them did not survive, and they may, they're still green, so I may just be able to cut them back. But if not, I started more snapdragons, and some of them are actually still flowering. It is not a lot of them. So we're gonna have to clean this bed out. I cut the echinacea back, and you can see the stuff right here. I mean, it was everywhere. It was huge, but this comes back every year. That canna lily, oh God, just need to cut it back. But most things have died. Although, look at this aster, y'all. And she's about to bloom. How beautiful. She gonna be beautiful. Oh, there's sedum in here too, and that's gonna flower in the fall. But yeah, that's what that bed is looking like. So we definitely needed to plant some more. So I started more snapdragon seeds last night. But that's the garden tour for today. And so I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm also ready to start pulling some of this stuff out, y'all, so that we can get ready to transition over to fall. I'm very, very excited, y'all. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.